Hey guys, Danica Ferrante here from mybeautyscraps.com. You're looking at what I like to call the crafter math of my paper pumpkin kit. Um, if you watched my last video, I showed you what we got in July's What a Gem paper pumpkin kit, and I shared an alternate idea of a way you can use your kit, not for how it was intended to be used, like these little gift boxes, but to create some cards. So I showed you how to create this card in my last video. I actually ended up making 6 of them. I used all 6 of the smaller gift tags. And I just had to pull a couple things from my stash. I used, let's see, 3 pieces of 8.5 by 11 Whisper White cardstock to create the 6 card bases. And then I just used 1 sheet of 8.5 by 11 Emerald Envy cardstock to mount these little triangles on. And I used 1 sheet of 12 by 12. It's actually the in color envelope paper, and I cut it down to create 6 different cards. So I didn't have to pull too much from my stash, but I really got a lot of bang for my buck out of those. So this is what's left from my kit now. I haven't created any other alternate projects yet. I did create a Pinterest board. Every month over on my Pinterest, I create a board for each paper pumpkin kit. So you should definitely go over there and make sure when you follow me, you follow all of my boards, because I create a new one every month. And if you choose to follow all my boards, you'll see the new paper pumpkin kit every month as well. So over on my Pinterest board for July's What a Gem kit, I've pinned a bunch of people's amazing ideas. There's so many talented crafters out there that come up with the coolest things. I don't remember her name, so you'll have to check out my Pinterest board to see it. But I think she was a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Canada that created the most gorgeous Christmas card using the triangles as little Christmas trees. It was so cute. I'm definitely going to case that idea. I'll probably share it over on my blog when I do, giving her credit for the original idea, of course. But it's so beautiful. I definitely wanted to copy that one. But I'm not quite there. I'm almost there. I'm almost ready to make Christmas cards, but I'm not quite there yet. So I just packaged them up in a little cellophane bag, and I wanted to show you what I do with all the leftover bits of my kit to keep me organized. So I separated the 2 different patterns into 2 different bags. As you can see, I used most of the polka dot triangles and really none of these yet. So I separated those for later. And the first thing I do is I have this 6x8 Project Life album. You can get this over in my online Stampin' Up store, but I keep a page for every kit. And as you can see, I always store the instructions with the stamp set. Sometimes I'll even put some of the leftover bits from my kit in there as well, depending on how much I have left over. This album is getting very full, and I definitely need to upgrade to my next album. But I'll put the instructions in there. I usually save this paper pumpkin card too. When I send out gifts to my new paper pumpkin subscribers, I like to include that thank you paper pumpkin in there as well. So I put the instruction sheet and the stamp set in there all the time. And I think the only extra bits I'm gonna put in there this time are the little gift tags. And maybe I'll do my triangle pouches too. This is just gonna have to be the last month for this kit. So I'll stick those in there, and I'll stick these in there too. Nice and bulky. All right, so that's all that's gonna fit into this album. Now, I have this little tray, and I got this divided tray from Target. I think it's in like the closet and organizational section of Target. But it's this great little divided tray, and I like to keep my random scraps in here. So I've got some little punched hearts, some little word from these roller date stamps that have words on them, roller stamps, I guess. I stamped a bunch of words. I've got some extra scraps that were big enough to be 3x4 cards cut down to use in my project life, and then just some random cardstock and ribbon scraps. So this is just kind of like my scrap tray. I want to do a video soon about doing DIY embellishments, and I thought that this would be a great place to store all of my little scraps that I'm going to be using to create embellishments for my cards and for my project life pages. So I think I'm going to end up using the blank half of the little gift tag cards that came in the kit. You saw I used the printed half on my cards, so I'm going to use the blank half probably in my project life. So I'm just going to throw those in there. Now I thought these would make, these are the little tabs from the gift boxes that have that adhesive strip already on them, and I thought these would be fun, like little layering pieces, like for these words that are cut out, you can layer that with punch or ribbons or something. So I'm going to use these as layering pieces in my DIY embellishments. So I'm just going to, it's a giant stack. I'm just going to throw those all in there too. Because I've got some extra ribbons in there, I'm going to put the loose ones that I have left, the pre-cut pieces, in there, and I'm going to put the ones that are on spools that I didn't even touch with the rest of my ribbon and twine. And then these little stacks are the pieces of triangles that had that hole punched out of them. That hole was for you to thread the baker's twine through. So I didn't want to use them on my card because that hole is just a little weird looking. So I thought it would be fun to take out my punches and punch out some different shapes from these, and that way I can use them later on my DIY embellishments. All right, so I grabbed some of my favorite punches that I thought would be small enough to work with these little triangles, and I'm just gonna punch out a bunch of shapes. You can use whatever punches you have on hand. These are all available in my online Stampin' Up store, except for these two are retired, but I keep them around because I still use them all the time. But you can use really whatever punches you have. I think I'm going to start with some of my largest punches and see what I can get out of that. I'm hoping this heart fits. I'm not sure it will. It might not fit. This shape is just a little bit bigger. Oh, I just got it. So if you get it just right, the sweetheart punch will fit. And then I'm just gonna throw those punches probably in this one. And then that's all the waste you have. You guys know I am all about using every last bit of my scraps. Nothing goes to waste in my craft room. So you do have to do a little bit of finessing to get it just right. I'm gonna punch out a few hearts. Let's try this butterfly. That one works perfectly too. using your punches is just such a great way to use up all your scraps. And let's try the bitty butterfly. So if you guys don't already subscribe to Paper Pumpkin and you missed out on getting this kit, and you're interested in getting it, I do have a few extras. So just, I'll leave a link down in the description box below where you can contact me and let me know if you're interested in getting one, and I can ship it out to you. Once you check out my Pinterest board and see all of the amazing things that you can do with this kit, you're definitely going to want one. It's really fun. I am glad I have some extras, but I probably will just use one more before my next kit comes, and I am enamored with that. If you want to get in and subscribe, there's a link in the description box below where you can do that too. You just have to sign up by August 10th to make sure you get in on the August kit. And you're not going to want to miss that one. Over on my Facebook page, I just posted a sneak peek at the August kit. It's actually a pretty big spoiler. Paper Pumpkin doesn't normally release spoilers like that, so I was very excited, but you get a peek at the stamp set that's going to be included in next month's kit. And Stampin' Up also told us demonstrators that it's going to be a card kit, so we know that for sure as well, so that's very exciting. I think I'm not alone, that most people do like to create cards more than the 3D items. They're fun once in a while too, though. I like the surprise of the Paper Pumpkin kit. That's one of my favorite parts of it, really. You never know what you're gonna get, and I'm never disappointed. At the very least, I always love the stamp set, so I always know I'm going to get plenty of use out of that, and that always makes the kit worth it to me. But even when it's not a project that I necessarily need at that point in time, like this kit with all the gift boxes, I always come up with a fun way to use the materials provided. So now that's it. I've got a fairly clean desk again. Granted, I've got to put away my punches. But I've got this little tray of lots of extra bits and pieces to make embellishments in the future. I made 6 cards already using the kit, and I've got lots of this fun thick baker's twine in the new in colors, which is awesome. And that's it. It's not too far away before the next kit comes in the mail already. So I hope you guys will think about subscribing with me. And the Paper Pumpkin kits are so fun to use. Let me know if you have any tips on how to use up the leftover bits in your kit too. What did you do with your kit this month if you already subscribe? I'd love more ideas, and I always love more things for my Pinterest board. So if you have a link to a video you made or a blog post, I'd love to add that as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.